Stop me if you've heard this. It's November and Miami football can't win a road game.
It's the sixth time in Miami he's lost a game as a double-digit favorite.
They're calling it the Mario Cristobal special down in Corals Gable. Miami went to SMU. Lashley just got a contract extension. Been encouraging to hear some of the coaches be locked down. It sounds like Clark Lee's going to stay at Vanderbilt.
Seems like that's the theme of the coaching cycle, man.
Yeah, guys are realizing that, hey, I got it good. Why go somewhere where if I suck for 1 year, you want to fire me? We haven't even teased the fact that Dabo Swinney just openly in front of the AD joked about that guy should probably fire me. Like,
dude, they gave up $100 to Duke at home. Duke's now in first place in the ACC.
It's getting weird at Clemson, and I'm starting to subscribe to your theory of, like, him wearing a different hat next year would not shock me at this point.
Go to Penn State, buddy.
Yeah, just go somewhere where people
else
would be happy.
Yeah.
Well, they tended to at Penn State. They've had enough of that.
Yeah.
But Miami loses at home in overtime to SMU. Just truly an ugly game. Looked like they were about to win it. And then Carson Beck throws an interception at the goal line. Interesting enough, fun Sprague note here.
Yeah, what do you got?
My ESPN Hulu bundle, which was supposed to come in clutch because YouTube TV couldn't reach an agreement.
Don't even get me started on that.
I watched Vandy, Texas on my ESPN app, and then Miami SMU was also on, and they didn't allow me to watch it. They wanted $10 more a month. I said, no, thank you, sir. I went on the internet. I found this game, and I did not enjoy having to watch it the way I watched it, but that's how I watched it because I'm not giving these companies any more of my money.
I would just like to, before we make fun of Mario, because that's a fun thing to do, can we all just extend a giant, hearty, massive middle finger to YouTube TV, Disney, and ESPN for ruining my college football weekend?
Yes.
And I know this didn't impact everybody. If you have Comcast or you have different streaming sites or whatever, it didn't impact you. Anybody who had YouTube TV, it was a nightmare. And then ESPN all of a sudden putting some of their college football games on a higher tier necessary in order to watch them.
Vandy, Texas was on a normal tier.
Was totally fine,
Yeah.
and Miami SMU did not exist on that tier. And all of a sudden, we need to upgrade for an extra $10 a month. I wish I could punch somebody in the face. I don't. That was a rough weekend.
You should have looked for a link, dude.
Yes, I should have, and yeah. Anyways, I digress. They're going to figure it out tonight because Monday Night Football is different. The NFL's king, and I'm sure YouTube TV and ESPN and Disney will announce a deal, and they just bilk $10 out of millions of people this weekend because they don't care about consumers. It's all about making billionaires happy. But let's lower their taxes. Anyways, did you know that Manny Diaz now has a higher winning percentage at Duke than Mario Cristobal does at Miami?
Yikes.
I mean, he's one of those guys of like we just talked about as a quarterbacks of like never say never, and at what point do we give them the benefit of the doubt of like, yeah, that's who they've been, but why can't they change and evolve?
That's who we said. I brought that
There's a lot of that
up earlier,
right?
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time. He's one of those people that just seems like he's never gonna like. This is who he's been for so long now as a head coach that I don't know if I'm ever gonna be willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. They have top 10 recruiting classes. They start the season like a wagon. They pull off a big win early. We all say, oh, my God, Miami's going to win the ACC.
This is not a talent problem
He's
anymore.
never been to an ACC conference championship game.
They as a program have never been to an ACC title
and
game.
neither has Mario. But, yeah, they as a program haven't either. But he's been there for 4 years now. And guess what? They ain't going this year. They're like in 7th place in the ACC. Even if they win out, the odds of them making it are minuscule, and they might not make the playoff again at 10-2. Like,
I think they're in a real conversation to not make it at 10-2.
They had 10 penalties for 100 yards.
Ridiculous.
You rough a personal foul call where a defensive end hits a quarterback on 4th down, and Mario tries to complain he couldn't hear the whistle. The other defensive end stopped. He heard the whistle and knew that there was a timeout, and the other guy hit him. You mentioned Beck throwing a costly pick. We've seen that movie a million times. Like, dude, hilarious outcome. I chuckled at home, and also just to think about how close Miami has been and not being able to get over the hump. This stuff evolves quickly of like, if you do this again next year, and now you're in year 5 without a playoff or an ACC title game, or if they lose another game this year,
it's over.
This stuff changes rapidly, and he was on high ground early and not so much anymore.
I want to play a Mario cut here. If you're a Miami booster, how are you not easily just looking at our situation out west and saying, okay, so Mario elevated Oregon's recruiting profile to the level they'd never seen.
Yes.
And then we took him from them, and they all thought, and then they got Dan Lanning, and it got better. And then in-game coaching got better. Record, better. Like, how do you not at Miami, if they don't make the playoff this year and then they stumble their way through next year, how do you not go, well, we can recruit? We're Miami. So this is clearly an X's and O's or a coaching situation. Just boneheaded play after boneheaded play. Here is Mario in the postgame on his team blowing a chance at SMU.
We didn't take care of business, and that's completely on us. And, if you're raised the right way and you've got the right stuff inside you, you go right back to work. You don't know how things shake out.
This is 30 times.
Certainly a wild college football season, and the focus has to be on us taking care of our business. I mean, that's, again, you always give credit to the opponent because, it's a good football team. And when you make that many mistakes, and they are flat-out mistakes, it's on everybody in the organization, with myself, every coach, every player. And when you make that many mistakes as an organization, you allow yourself to be put in a position where you can get beat. And that's what happened today in overtime.
He can say that all he wants. At the end of the day, dude, this is year 4. It's on you.
Yes.
I don't care what player made a dumb play or not, didn't make the play, or
this is who you've always been as a coach. You've
coaches
done this for years.
And coordinators. You got all the talent you need. Like, this is flat out you. And Swag put a good text up of like, you talk about not changing. He is the most predictable coach on 3rd and 4.
Let me guess, running up the middle with the jumbo package.
Boom, gain 2 yards, 4th and 2. Contemplate going for it, go for it, not get it, or punt the ball and hope the defense saves you.
I've heard that speech so many times. You got to pull yourself. There's no complaining. There's no sugarcoating.
If you're
raised the right way, it's the same BS cliche every single time. He always loses games that he's not supposed to lose. They were a double-digit favorite in this game. You know what SMU did last week? Are you aware of what they did last week? Now, you can argue it's a look-at spot. They lost the game. You know who they lost to last week? Jake Dickert and Wake Forest.
Yeah.
13-12. They lost. Now, SMU they only got one conference slot, so they're still alive in the ACC race. They're now ahead of Miami in the ACC standings.
Duke, SMU, Louisville, Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech, and Virginia all ahead of Miami in the standings.
Yep.
They are literally 7th.
7th in the ACC.
Oof.
So,
and there's 2 other teams. Virginia won at Cal, where dirt was wrong.
Yeah, I missed on that one.
Georgia Tech did finally lose. There are 4 other teams with 1 loss or 2 losses ahead of Miami.
And 2 of them have a head-to-head win over them.
If Pittsburgh, for example, wins out, well, that would actually mean they beat Miami. But, like, if 3 of those 4 win out, 2 of them are going to the ACC title game, and 1 of them have a better record than Miami.
The ACC is absolute chaos right now. It's hilarious.
Mario. Never change.
It's a gift that keeps on giving, man. Guy beat Ohio State, and then 2 weeks later lost to 3-9 Stanford on the road. That told me all I needed to know.
That was the biggest of red flags.
So you are. You can get up and you can win a big game, and then you're going to have multiple times a year where your team just no-shows. It doesn't look plugged in. By the way, this is the first time they left the state of Florida this year.
Yeah, and they're winless.
Yep.